Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Last night, I had a beautiful moment with my son. Before bed, we were watching some nature videos. He wanted to show me this video he watched with my wife about these coyotes that were hunting animals, and one of them caught a bird. So then that somehow took us down the YouTube rabbit hole to jaguar fights caiman, and then from there we ended up watching the wildebeest and zebra migration when they have to cross the Mara River that is chock full of big ass crocodiles. Man, watching those crocodiles fuck those wildebeests up was so crazy. My wife was like, don't let her watch barbaric stuff like this. I'm like, it's nature. This is nature in its purest form. Survival of the fittest. And then, man, they had some crocodiles. And my son was like, Daddy, will the crocodiles eat me? I was like, yeah, they'll eat you. He's like, why would they eat me? I was like, because you're made out of meat. He's like, Daddy, I'm not made out of meat. I was like, look, son. I said, you see this? Your arms and legs? That's meat. That's why we don't go to places like that, so we don't get eaten by crocodiles. And he said, so if we don't go there, they won't eat us? That's right. If you're not there at the Mara River, the crocodiles cannot get you. But that shit was crazy, man. I mean, these crocodiles were like 20 feet long, 2,000 pounds. It was like a floating car. Man, one of them grabbed one of them damn wildebeests. Now, the wildebeest in the middle of the pack going across the river, they're fine. But the ones on the outside, you're on the menu. Man, this big-ass crocodile grabbed a full-grown wildebeest, which is like 600 pounds. That thing came up out of the water. He had that wildebeest by its neck. That thing sat up out of the water and whipped that thing back and forth like it was a rag doll. Snapped that thing's neck and swallowed that thing whole. I was like, shit. Nature is nothing to fuck with. So this might be a regular thing for us watching animal videos before bed. Now they won't all be of violent nature like the crocodiles eating the wildebeest, but man, that shit was crazy. And I've seen those videos before, but it had been a long time, and it was cool to see my son enjoy it for the first time and just be amazed at how nature works. And he kept asking, will that eat me? There was one where these three cheetahs were taking down an ostrich. And my son said, will the cheetahs eat me? I was like, yeah, they'll eat you, son. That's why we don't mess around on the Serengeti. Now, speaking of my son and children his age, my son will be 4 next week. Next weekend, he'll be 4. So I see this story about this dude named Billy Porter. He's in the music industry somehow, because you always see pictures of him on the Grammy red carpet. And he's a dude who I think last year he wore like this fucking tuxedo dress. And then this year he was wearing an outfit that looked like a disco ball fucked a lampshade. Whatever, I don't give a shit. You're in a room with other adults. I don't care. But where I have a problem is Sesame Street is having this dude as a guest. Now, my kids don't watch Sesame Street, but this shit is crazy. Now, people are going to say, oh, well, why do you have a problem with it? And so what? Why don't you want your kids to be inclusive and diverse? Look, one thing I have not been told, and I haven't heard anybody come up with an answer for, is why young children? If you want to teach young kids, now, Sesame Street's demographic is 3 to 5 years old. What the fuck does a 3 or 5-year-old need to see a man in a dress for? Anybody? Why kids? Why not target an age group that is actually aware of their sexuality? Why not target high school kids? Why are you targeting toddlers? Why do they need to see a man in a dress? Why do they need to accept a man in a dress? They're not even their minds aren't even there yet. They're at that age, they're pure, innocent. Everything to them is simple. Children come here hardwired with certain things. Boys like sticks, girls like dolls. Girls wear dresses, boys wear pants. See, stupid ass people on the other side who are extreme act like parents sit down and tell their kids every day, son, you play baseball. Daughter, you play with Barbie. Son, you like guns. Daughter, you like the Barbie mansion. That shit don't happen. There are lessons that you do teach your kids, but a lot of the things they come here with. I've told this story before. I was somewhere with my daughter. She was about 3 years old. This guy had a pink dress shirt on. She said, Daddy, why is that man wearing pink? I never sat down and told my daughter she needs to like this or that, or men and women do this and that. She already had that in her. Kids already have that. That's why things like this are so unusual and attract such attention, because it's unusual, it's abnormal. Men don't fucking wear dresses. You ever been out somewhere? Usually it's at a bar or club where alcohol is, so people get confused. You ever been out somewhere, fellas, and a woman comes into the men's bathroom? You want to talk about awkward? Now, even though men are there, it's a fucking meat market, you're there to meet a woman and hook up with a woman, but one walks in the bathroom and shit is weird. Why? Because that's not the way it's supposed to be. Again, nobody is giving me a legitimate answer as to why they are targeting kids this young. They don't know anything about this. They are not sexualized in any way. They know nothing about sexuality. So why are you showing them this shit? If you want to help kids with diversity and inclusivity, then why don't you teach them about kids who may be in a wheelchair? Kids who may have other physical or mental abnormalities or problems. Why not tell them about kids who come from divorce homes? That's way more common than seeing some dude in a fucking dress. There's an air of deceit about that. Why them? And another thing I found out is 90% of inner city low income children watch Sesame Street. Uh-oh. So why are you targeting them? It's like a fucking gang. Gangs don't target kids who come from two-parent homes where they have stability and structure and role models and all the things they need, like light, water, food, clothing. They target the kids that come from broken homes who don't have food and clothing. Hey man, I'll take care of you. What, you need a couple dollars? You hungry? You need some new clothes? You need a place to stay? I'm your boy, I'm your friend, I'm your brother. That's who they target. You think it's a coincidence that 90% of inner city kids, aka kids from single parent homes, watch this shit? It's indoctrination. Why are you not sticking to word of the day, letters, colors, animals, field trips? You know, shit that kids are into. There's no reason to have a cross-dressing man on Sesame Street other than to sell some shit, meaning indoctrinate and send a message. What is he there for? Why are you in a dress? Why are you sending mixed signals to kids? Kids, that shit is weird to them. That is not the norm. That goes against what their mind tells them. But that man shouldn't be wearing a dress. That shit is so weird and nobody can give me a good fucking answer. Maybe somebody can here. I did a video a few months back about PBS, you know, that show Arthur, that whatever that weird animal he is. His teacher got married to another man. The people are like, oh fuck, Jericho, how can you say that? You know, it wasn't too long ago that interracial marriages were taboo and against societal norms. Well, you know, society progresses. Everything doesn't need to stay the old way. Some things do need to change. You know, they used to have children work in fucking mines Should we go back to that too? It used to be legal to beat your wife. Can we go to that too? They used to sell cocaine door to door. Should we let that happen too? Shut the fuck up with those weak ass arguments. Some things need to change. We need children to get out of fucking minds. We shouldn't be bringing cocaine to your front door. But this shit is not one of them. You don't need to be targeting children with perversion. That will never change. That will never be in. Why? Why not target a group that can handle issues like that? Not a 3 to 5 year old who I guarantee throughout the day you will catch them eating a booger. That's who you're hitting with heavy social issues like transgender and cross-dressing men? Get the fuck out of here. You try selling those magic beans to somebody else. We see right through this shit, and it's up to us to protect our kids from this. We need to be up on what they're watching. 90% of inner city low-income kids watch this. Why do you think they're doing that? They're just a big fucking gang, and they need recruits. It's not our fault that your parents didn't accept you. That's unfortunate. That is sad, and I'm sorry. But it's not our responsibility to give you the acceptance that your family did it. Stop trying to extract it from our children. And of course, if you don't agree with what they think and what they say, what are you? Some kind of phobe? Some kind of ist? That's a sign of weakness. That means your argument is fucking weak if all you can do is call me names when I present an opposite side to your argument or your lifestyle or whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you do. If you do it with other consenting adults, man, you can get into the weirdest shit you could think of. I don't care. But when you start targeting kids, that shit is wrong, that shit is fucked up, and somebody needs to say something. And I still get comments from that video that I did about Arthur and his teacher marrying another fucking dude. And I'll keep getting comments about this one. I don't give a shit. That shit is weird. That shit is gross. And children don't need to see it. Period. Now, another thing that we don't need is that damn coronavirus. The World Health Organization, when I saw the acronym W.H.O, I was like, what's that, a wrestling group? But the W.H.O, the World Health Organization, they have declared that coronavirus is a worldwide emergency, is a medical emergency. So what does that mean? Okay, you said it's a medical emergency. It's an epidemic. We knew that already. What we need to do is stop letting people come here from China until this shit is fixed. Why not? What the fuck is going on? Why haven't I heard anybody talk about that? Why haven't I heard Trump say that? I've seen him with the tweets and stuff posting that he's in touch with, top people in this field in our country. I mean, is it maybe because there's only and they just had the first person-to-person transmission. It was a couple in Chicago. The wife just came back from China. Then her husband got it. They're quarantined. They just quarantined a whole airplane full of people. So maybe, and there's only 6 reported cases in America. Maybe they don't do that until it reaches a certain number. I don't know why. Somebody smarter than me, more informed than me, let me know in the comment section. But to me, I figured if it's this big of a deal, we shouldn't be letting people from the epicenter come here. And even Hong Kong ain't letting people from fucking mainland China come in. And they're Chinese. So why are we? There's like 6,000 cases or some shit, like 170 people are dead, all in China. And I'm sure the people here who have it, I know we have the medical technology, we have the technology. I know we have the technology to fix them and they probably won't die, but strange diseases coming from faraway lands is pretty scary to me, and we need to stop people who might have it. That's not rocket surgery, is it? Did I just get a PhD? Because I don't think that was that hard to come up with. You tell me. I'll tell you this. I got to hop in this damn rat race. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. And before I go, got to give a big shout out to my man Jermaine. I ran into your family at my work. Everybody seems to be doing great. They told me you were over in Kuwait, man. So please be safe. Please come back to us. I'm not sure what you're doing over there. Whatever it is, be safe at it. Come holler at me when you come back home. Now, make sure you utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.